Good morning. We are making today a polyphonic keyboard. First, we need two windows. I like to set up my file architecture structure first. Might not be necessary, but that's how I like to do it. So, make a folder for it. I call this one a unit. I don't know. Doesn't really matter the names. So this is going to utilize the clone object, which you'll see in a second. Basically what clone does is if you have, like a something like that, if you have these abstractions you're using, so like this last argument here, this gets sent into the patch. Inside that patch, you can use that as a $1. And then, I don't know, let's say you have one of these guys that route commands to each of those abstractions, pretend like there's inlets on them. Clone takes care of doing that for you with essentially infinitely many abstractions of whatever patch you're calling on. So, to start with, I made this Midi keyboard patch a while back. What it does, there so you can see it. Takes what I'm typing on my keyboard, it turns them into, it spits out MIDI notes depending on what I want it to do. And the left inlet is on, and the left outlet is when the note comes down. The right one is when the key comes up. So what we're going to do here, this will be note on and note off. And you notice that that looks a lot like a note on and note off message if you were to do note in. So I'm going to put our clone object right underneath this here in a bit, but I'm not going to do that yet. This will just be so we can see it. And then this is Puredata that I'm using. It's a release of Puredata. I like that you can connect multiple things at once. I wish there was a way to do it by inlet instead of all to the same inlet. It works. So now you can see that's me hitting the key for C. That's me letting go of the key for C. Or hitting the note for C and then D. Let going C. And then it still shows D because it's still down and then I let go. Anyway, if you were to send these commands to an oscillator and just multiply it by the velocity, that one oscillator is going to do all sorts of weird things. It's going to sound really rough. Or we don't even need that. We'll use these. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this very basically works. It sounds like garbage, but if I try hitting two keys, when I let go of the first one, now I actually have the second key held down. It's already multiplied by 0 and doesn't really handle polyphony very well, which is fine. It's not supposed to. Now we're going to create a unit that will. So it's got to have an inlet. Well, first, before we do that, we've got to have a frequency. So I want a load bang to the name of the object, which is going to automatically be created by clone. We're going to turn that into a frequency. And then just to have a little bit of fun, we'll do a I don't know if you're familiar with a super ellipse, but we're going to make it look like that. Maybe 1.5, I don't know. We'll do something fun with it. And then this is just to center it. I can probably do this all with one expression object if I knew what I was doing. So this is the oscillating part of the patch. I like to keep that on the left. Now we get an inlet, and the way this routing is going to work, clone object is going to make a bunch of these units that I've got right here, and it's going to send them commands in terms of note velocity. So we need an inlet. The inlet's going to be the velocity. The name of the object is the pitch, or the Midi note. Inlet's going to be the velocity. So let's take that velocity, divided by 128, and then let's make one of these guys. And here, let's go. I don't know if this is necessary or not, but I like to do it. What am I doing? And if we really want to, we could do one of these. 2 or 3, whatever, you know. It's the same thing as multiplying the signal back by itself. You see people do that sometimes. I don't know, power object works. So the left part, for me and my synthesizers, I like having the left part being what the sound is and the tone and all that, and the right half being the envelope and things like that, or different effects that I'm applying to it. It's the way my brain works. We also need, here, we'll put a low pass filter on this. Well, first we got to make it, I don't know. Now we can put a low pass on it. I'm worried about what the output of all this is going to look like, so that's why I'm mixing it down. Low pass filter just for tone, and then because I'm dealing with phasers, I'm worried about having DC offset. The high pass filter will fix that. And then this will send the sound out. Now, because I'm going to have a lot of these running, I'd like to do a switch on it. So, select 0 is going to, the left inlet's going to be a 0, the right inlet's going to be anything that's not a 0. So, if I get a 0, I want to turn the patch off. If I get anything that's not 0, I want to turn the patch on. So, no, let's not do it that way. We'll go, yeah. And then I don't want any delay on this, and then we'll put default value of 0 on this. Okay, and just switch the audio on and off when we're not using it. That way I don't have 88 instances of this thing running at the same time, and switch object will effectively shut the patch down. Or just this instance of the patch, it'll shut it down. Okay, what am I forgetting? This should work. Let's save it. Unit. It's a little ugly, especially that switch half over there. Okay, let's close that, see what I'm forgetting, because I'm probably forgetting a lot. So now I'm going to hit clone, name of the patch, what did I save it as? KUnit. And then we want 88 of them. We got 88 keys on a MIDI keyboard. Then it's going to mix all their outputs. One outlet. See what that sounds like. Send our note on and note off commands to it. I don't hear anything. This means I've done something wrong. Looking at the desktop audio mixer there. We are getting discontinuities. So, let's look at it. I hate to do it this way, but sometimes this actually works. Okay, just had to close it and reopen it. Now, so when I send, I'm going to hit the key for C, so it sends 2 instants of the patch number 60, the signal 128. Then when I hit G, now it's sending 2 patch instance number 67, the velocity that I want it to use. My computer's not freezing up or dying or anything because I've switched all the instances off except the ones being used. In theory, I could have all 88 of these going. My keyboard doesn't have that bit of a rollover though, so it probably won't work. Yeah, there you go. It didn't like Q, U, Z, and B all being hit at the same time. So that last note, that one, yeah. You can have a little bit of overlap with the keys there. Yeah, and then that little stutter, could be because I switched on and off the patch too quickly. Could be because, you know what? I didn't even think about that. That delay 100, you know, is there a way to cancel that if it receives another on? See? Yeah, so what I did is I just double tapped it, and I held it down on the second tap. And there's that 100 millisecond delay on turning it off. Huh. That might be something we have to fix. I'm not too worried about it, though. The limit of my personal computer keyboard's rollover, but there we go. That's about it.